A legacy of conflict, the roots of the Israel-Hezbollah struggle. The Middle East has long been a region marked by conflict, and the relationship between Israel and Hezbollah is a stark example of this tumultuous history. Hezbollah, a powerful Shia Islamist political party and militant group based in Lebanon, emerged in the 1980s during the Lebanese Civil War. Its formation was a direct response to Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon, which began in 1982. From its inception, Hezbollah positioned itself as a resistance movement against Israeli presence. The group gained notoriety for its guerrilla tactics and suicide bombings, targeting Israeli military and civilian targets alike. In 2000, Israel withdrew its forces from Lebanon, ending a 22-year occupation. However, the withdrawal did not mark the end of the conflict. Hezbollah retained its military capabilities and continued to clash with Israeli forces along the border. The most significant of these confrontations was the 2006 Lebanon War, a 34-day conflict that resulted in significant casualties and destruction on both sides. The war ended with a UN-brokered ceasefire, but tensions have persisted. The Israel-Hezbollah conflict is further complicated by the complex geopolitical landscape of the region. Hezbollah receives significant support from Iran, Israel's arch-nemesis. This backing has enabled Hezbollah to amass a vast arsenal of rockets and missiles, posing a considerable threat to Israeli security. Israel, for its part, views Hezbollah as a terrorist organization and an Iranian proxy. It has repeatedly vowed to prevent the group from acquiring advanced weaponry, and has launched numerous airstrikes against suspected Hezbollah targets in Syria, where the group has been fighting alongside the Syrian government in the ongoing civil war. The decades-long conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has resulted in countless lives lost and widespread suffering. It has also fueled instability in the region, hindering prospects for peace and development. The recent ceasefire agreement, while fragile, offers a glimmer of hope for a brighter future. However, understanding the deep-seated grievances and mistrust that underpin this conflict is crucial for achieving a lasting solution. The road to ceasefire, recent escalations, and international pressure. In recent years, the Israel-Hezbollah conflict has witnessed a resurgence of tensions, threatening to plunge the region back into a full-blown war. A confluence of factors has contributed to this escalation. One significant factor was the outbreak of violence between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip in May 2021. The conflict, which lasted for 11 days, saw both sides exchanging heavy fire, resulting in significant casualties and widespread destruction. The Gaza conflict had a spillover effect on the Israel-Lebanon border. Hezbollah, in a show of solidarity with Hamas, fired rockets into Israel, prompting Israeli retaliatory strikes. While the exchange of fire was limited, it underscored the volatile nature of the situation, and the potential for rapid escalation. Adding fuel to the fire was Israel's ongoing military campaign against Iranian targets in Syria. Israel has accused Iran of using Syria as a base to transfer weapons to Hezbollah, posing a direct threat to its security. As tensions continued to mount, the international community grew increasingly concerned about the potential for a wider conflict. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, urged both sides to exercise restraint and de-escalate the situation. The European Union also called for calm and a return to dialogue. The United Nations Security Council, despite its divisions, expressed deep concern over the situation and called for a cessation of hostilities. Amidst this backdrop of escalating tensions and international pressure, diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire gained momentum. The United States, recognizing the urgency of the situation, dispatched its veteran diplomat, Amos Hochstein, to the region. Hochstein, with his extensive experience in Middle Eastern affairs, played a pivotal role in mediating between the warring parties, paving the way for the current ceasefire agreement. The architect of peace, Amos Hochstein's pivotal role. Amos Hochstein, a seasoned diplomat with a deep understanding of the intricacies of the Middle East, emerged as a central figure in the recent ceasefire negotiations between Israel and Hezbollah. His appointment as the U.S. envoy for the talks underscored the Biden administration's commitment to de-escalating the situation and preventing a wider conflict in the region. Hochstein brought to the table a wealth of experience, having previously served as the U.S. Special Envoy and Coordinator for International Energy Affairs during the Obama administration. In that role, he played a key role in mediating the maritime border dispute between Israel and Lebanon, demonstrating his ability to navigate complex negotiations and find common ground between adversaries. Hochstein's approach to diplomacy is characterized by a combination of pragmatism and persistence. He understands the deep-seated mistrust and historical grievances that fuel the Israel-Hezbollah conflict, yet he remains committed to finding practical solutions that address the core concerns of both sides. During the ceasefire talks, Hochstein shuttled between Beirut and Tel Aviv, engaging in intensive shuttle diplomacy. He met with Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, Defense Minister Benny Gantz, and other top officials. He also held talks with Hezbollah's Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah and other Lebanese leaders. Throughout the negotiations, Hochstein stressed the need for de-escalation, emphasizing the importance of avoiding actions that could spark a wider conflict. He also worked to identify areas of potential compromise, recognizing that a durable ceasefire would require both sides to make concessions. Hochstein's efforts proved instrumental in bridging the divides between Israel and Hezbollah. His ability to build trust with both sides, coupled with his deep understanding of the region's complexities, enabled him to facilitate a dialogue that ultimately led to the current ceasefire agreement. As we look ahead, it's important to recognize the challenges to long-term stability. The path to peace is fraught with obstacles that must be carefully navigated. Political, social, and economic factors all play a crucial role in determining the success of any ceasefire agreement. The effects of the ceasefire extend far beyond the Middle East. Global powers are watching closely, and the international community's response could shape future geopolitical landscapes. The ceasefire could influence diplomatic relations, economic policies, and even military strategies across the world. Is this ceasefire a hopeful dawn or merely a false promise? While there is reason for optimism, history has shown that peace can be fragile. The true test will be whether this agreement can withstand the pressures of time and the complexities of the region. Looking ahead, the future remains uncertain, but with continued dialogue, cooperation, and a commitment to peace, there is hope for a brighter future. The journey is long, but every step taken towards understanding and reconciliation brings us closer to lasting peace.